Dun, dun, dun. What's up? Okay, so I'm gonna post. Some of you may know me as Maya Taylor, and I'm glad I have some of you as my subscribers. But now, I've been enlightened since then. Don't get it mistaken, I'm definitely still a goddess, but I'm a lot more humble. And when you're looking at this video, you're probably expecting me to say some, oh, serve me, blah blah. I'm not even, the alter ego only exists between me and a few chosen ones. Now those who just slept on the whole Maya Taylor thing, I'm sorry, you just lost out. Now there's bigger and better things we should be talking about. This is my confusion, clarity, relevance page now. This is my Find the Truth Conspiracy Confirmation page. And I just want to say, first and foremost, that if you have any comments, be them negative, just don't even comment me, because I don't want to hear it. I'm going to ask to prove all my comments before I post them, so if you're going to say it, has to go to me first. I don't want the negative. I just want this to be an open conversation, open thought for us to be able to figure this shit out, because, like I said, right now it's confusion. I just want clarity, and everything is relevant to what's going on in the world around us. I, however, have been fortunate enough to have slowed the fuck down and opened my eyes, and now I'm able to see things clearly for what they are, not for what they appear to be. So we all know that something's coming, a huge demise of society as we know it. Some people will refer to this as the end of the world. And when people say that, other people just think that the earth is going to fall out of rotation, or we're just going to drop from the atmosphere, or it's going to into thin air, and every living creature on this planet is going to be no more. I think that sounds a little bit absurd. I can understand a solar flare. I can understand a solar flare and it hitting Earth and knocking out 80% of the crops and, you know, civil unrest. I can understand all those things. And people going hungry and dying and disease. I can understand that. That's why I always felt like we need to be more self-sufficient, more dependent on the land. Don't be so dependent on electronics or man-made stuff to get you by every day. So, like I said, we all know something is coming. We all know, we've heard the videos of soldiers speaking out, talking about how people are training for martial law, they're training for quarantine, they're being trained to do roadblocks. We've all heard about the shackles, that you're going to come to a checkpoint after they cut off all the borders. If you have the option, and if you haven't taken the swine flu vaccine, to take it, and if you don't take it, then they're going to put you on a bus and transfer you to a FEMA camp. Now, there are FEMA camps. We've seen them being built all around the United States. There's one in Alaska that houses 2 million or 2 billion. 2 million sounds kind of crazy. There's one in Alaska that houses 2 million people. That's an unrealistic amount. Why? Why house that many people? Why are there overcrowdings in the prisons, in the jails, in California, and they're not being moved to these FEMA camps? Why these FEMA camps, no one's there, but they're fully guarded 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? Why are the turnstiles only in one direction? Why are there 500,000 disposable coffins, stackable disposable coffins? They omitted the bubble top and made them special made for the government, for the flat tops, so they could stack them. Why are these things there? What's the reason? So it could come from that direction. It could come from, you know, William Cooper. I'm sure if you've heard him in some of his videos, he'll talk about aliens and how, you know, the government's probably had contact for years with the aliens. And are we an alien experiment? Is that what we are? Are these claims that people get alien contact and have alien babies? I know I laugh, and I'm not discrediting any of them. I'm just saying that, to me, these are all possibilities, but what is it really? You understand? Like, which direction is this craziness coming from? Then we have a government totalitarian takeover. That's martial law, basically. I already can say that is on the way and in progress. Then we have that whole RFID chip thing. It's just crazy. And then we have HARP. HARP, we know, is in Alaska, can house 2 billion watts of electricity, put them up into the atmosphere, change the weather, do mind control, cause earthquakes. I do believe that HARP was the cause of some not-so-natural disasters, e.g. Hurricane Katrina, or the earthquake in Haiti. I think that all this was from HARP when they were doing experiments. So then you have that you have to worry about. You know, they invaded the battlefield in Kuwait before they illuminated it, before they battlefield in Kuwait, and Kuwaiti soldiers gave up in masses. They gave up in masses. Who gives up in masses? And then we have underground bunkers being built from coast to coast, the one in the Denver airport. We have death murals being painted at the Denver airport. Who paints a death mural of coffins with children in coffins and a ninja with a sword killing a piece of and mass genocide? Who has murals like this painted, and why is nobody slowing down long enough to see the signs? I mean, if you can't slow down long enough to see the signs, then you don't deserve to be saved, right? That's how they believe. Once one begins to find the knowledge that they seek, it becomes almost impossible, I mean for me anyways, to use base ignorance, base word ignore, as a form of bliss or denial. Hold on, let me plug my computer. What's that? Okay, and then we already talked about the disposable coffins and the soldiers speaking out in their training, and Freemasonry. Freemasonry controls all of this shit, I think. Freemasonry, the 33rd degree, the Luciferian doctrine, worshiping Lucifer. What is it really? You know, there's this one quote in their book, in their Morals and Dogma, written by Albert Pike, and it says, our populace has two mothers, both of them stepmothers, ignorance and greed. Want is their only guide, and for satisfaction they crave it. You know, like, they're basically telling us that the only way we function in our daily lives is the want for things, the want for materialism, and that's how we function as a society. And that's when I began to humble myself. That's when I started realizing that I don't need people to buy me couches and houses and cars, and that stuff is frivolous. That stuff is, it doesn't matter. What matters is how are we going to protect our family and our friends, and if this is coming, when it does come, from what direction? How are we going to be okay? There's more of us than there are of them. No liberties. They're already in the process of taking every liberty we have away, and the more war they wage, the more they'll just be able to take our liberties away without a problem, because it's for our protection, right? Bullshit. What's this New World Order? If there's so much talk about it, and some of you don't want to hear it, some of you don't want to hear it, a lot of you don't want to hear it, it's like just bad music to your ears, and when in reality, people need to know, people need to be woken up, because when it comes, and it's coming, and when it does, they're going to have the upper hand, and that's a little bit unnerving to me. I feel like we will prevail. All we have is now. So let's take this series of now then and pose action to preserve our future. And another thing, here's what I feel: population control. I feel like they're doing this with cigarettes, they're doing this with alcohol, they're doing this with man-made diseases, they're doing this with these not-so-natural disasters, they're doing this with these terrorist attacks. It's all population control. And here they function on, here's their motto: order out of chaos. So when they emerge from the rubble of whatever it was that caused the demise of this planet, when they emerge from the rubble, they'll be able to take over with the one world order, RFID chip. They already are making Ameros. China's already bought, I forget how much it was, of Ameros, which is the Canada, Mexico, USA, and they're called Ameros. That's what I have to talk about. So my clarity, I guess, from all that confusion, my clarity has been, I deaded my whole listening to music thing. I listen to music, but I don't listen to music with lyrics. I don't listen to music that has videos that they could possibly subliminally brain fuck me with the and the cover and the, I don't need that poison. I don't need cigarettes. I don't need I don't need hip hop. I listen to soundscapes and I meditate and I eat healthy and I grow I don't grow my own vegetables yet, but I'm going to grow my own vegetables. I'm going to learn to be more dependent off the land, living off the land, because that's what it's about. The world is so corrupt now, and it's ran by this sinister morals and dogma institution. It just makes me sick. And I just want to say that I think we should come together. I think we should fight this, because we love our friends and our family, right? But it does have to get better before it gets worse. It has to come to a head like all things do. So, just prepare. Goodbye for now. Never forever.